Hello, everyone. We hope you had a good Thanksgiving. We are running one more holiday special for Cyber Monday, and it's going to end today at 5 p.m. If you pay 300 today, you get 350 of your retainer of 1500 or more. I have a special guest here. I don't know if he wants to come into the camera.
Come here.
So this is George.
Can you see
Hi,
him?
Georgie.
He's
Hi,
sorry.
Georgie. You're such a good boy.
So if he barks, he might bark. People come in and out. Go on.
Just so you know, if you hear a bark, George is with us. And I'm here, of course, with Nina, my office and marketing manager, Nina Clear. Today we are going to talk about marriage in Georgia. While I provide excellent immigration legal services, I also provide others, including family law. I wanted to share information about that in my lives as well. Going forward, we'll be sharing both immigration and others in lives to benefit all my clients. I'm an attorney here in Georgia, and we'll talk about, like I said, marriage in Georgia today.
Okay, so one thing I noticed is that every state has different ages where you can get married.
Mm-hmm.
You have some clients who have gotten married pretty young, right?
I did.
And tell me, how old do you need to be in Georgia before you can get married?
So in Georgia, you can get married at age 16, but if you are under 18, you must have parental consent.
Why is that?
People may not understand that marriage is essentially a contract, so you can't enter into a contract legally until you are 18.
Okay. So you have to be 18. You probably also have to have the mental capacity to be able to enter into a contract regardless of your age. Is that right?
That is right. If there is a person who has been declared incompetent, they wouldn't be able to get married because they would lack capacity to enter into a contract.
And as with most contracts, they probably need to be entered into without any type of fraud or duress. Is that correct?
Yes, and we probably understand those terms, but those who might not, I'll give some examples. Fraud might be if one party gets the other one drunk, for example, to get them to agree to get married. Duress might be if one party threatens the other. Maybe they threaten to hurt the other person or their family if they don't get married.
So what happens if fraud or duress happened to cause the other to agree to get married?
A court could set aside the marriage, basically saying it never happened.
So it's not a divorce?
No, not at all. But these are very rare circumstances.
Okay, and I thought this was funny. What about if people say they were just joking when they got married?
Maybe they did, but in Georgia, the courts have said that there isn't a way for them to know when they were joking, so they would still hold them to be a valid contract.
Okay. Tell me about vows. So a lot of people in their marriages say, like, I promise to love, honor, obey. Do those have to be part of the marriage ceremony?
No. The only thing that has to be said is that they agree to be married. The others are vows which are personal between you and your spouse, but there is no legal way to enforce those.
And I've lived in Utah before, and if you lived with someone more than 6 years, you were considered common law spouses. So they would say my common law wife or my common law husband.
Yes.
Does Georgia recognize common law marriage?
They used to, but they don't anymore. They ended this in 1996. Georgia requires consummation for a marriage to be legal. This does not mean that the people must have sex, but it does mean that you must obtain a license and have a ceremony performed by an authorized person. However, Georgia still recognizes common law marriages from other states, and any common law marriage that was formed in Georgia before 1996.
And I heard you say that people marrying must obtain a license. That basically is part of the consummation of it. Is it true that you need a license if you're getting married in a church?
Yes, in Georgia, every person must obtain a license from the courthouse before getting married in a civil or religious ceremony. And as a side note, in my immigration practice, I have had people telling me that they got married in church without a license. They actually do not have a legal marriage in Georgia, nor could they use this marriage to apply for a green card because it is not a legal marriage under the law.
So we have to have our little immigration plug. Don't think your friend can say you're married and you're married.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I never wanted to get married because I didn't want a blood test because I hate needles. So, do you need to get a blood test here in Georgia?
Not any longer.
Well, then I could get married.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you need to have with you, or what do you need to obtain your license?
So both people have to be there present, and that's a problem for people who, again, go into immigration. They want to get married while the other person is in custody, and it's a big problem. And also, you have to have your driver's license or birth certificate or passport with you. And if either person is divorced, they must also bring a certified copy of their divorce.
Okay. And do you have to get married within a certain time period after you get your license?
No. Your license, once you apply for it, it's good indefinitely.
Okay, which is another unusual thing. I mean, most states, your license is only good for a certain time.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that you have to get it within a certain time. So you have to have a waiting period to decide, do you really want to get married?
Yeah.
So is there a waiting period in Georgia?
No, you can get your license and then just go get married the same day if you want to.
Okay, so people agree to get married. They're entering into a contract. What changes once they get married?
So either spouse can take the other's last name. Usually, another thing is that usually they can sue each other except in specific circumstances like divorce or child support. They can't testify against each other in a criminal case unless there is abuse of a minor child. And the spouses have the right to inherit from each other. This week, we'll be addressing also pre and post nuptial agreements. So stay tuned.
So that talks about the inheritance thing that you just mentioned. Okay.
Yes. And thank you for your likes, for watching us, and for your shares, as these help other people that are interested to see our video. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.